All right, Junkie Nation, we got another superstar headed your way. This time it's former WEC and UFC lightweight champ, current Bellator moneyweight fighter, we'll call him, because he can get down at lightweight or welterweight, which he's doing on November 19th. That's next Thursday. He's in the co-main event feature against Jason Jackson. It's Benson Smooth Henderson. What up, Smooth? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Got a couple of babies asleep, so I got time now.
No worries, man. Hey, so this thing kind of came together kind of late notice, or did they tell you behind the scenes, stay busy, we're going to need you, and we'll tell you when, and then you just got to hop on that plane and get over there?
I actually told them. I hit them up, Mike Hogan, and I said, hey, I hopefully don't need to tell you guys this, but, I'm ready. If you got short notice something, depending on how short notice it is, give it to me at 70. If it's, not that short notice, give me like 4 weeks or so, get down to 55. I can do 55, no problem. And then like maybe 4 or 5 days later, they hit me up and said, 2 weeks, or they gave me a week and a half. I had just under 2 week notice for November 19th. So I said, yeah, I'm your Huckleberry.
I love it. All right, so shoot me straight. Fighters will always say, hey, I'm always ready. I'm always in the gym. But can you really say, like, you are ready to compete at 170, even though it's a late notice? Can it come pretty close to rivaling the preparation you would do on a normal fight when you have your 8 to 10 weeks notice?
Just about. My training camps normally are always pretty short. My training camps are only like 4 to 5 weeks normally, because I'm in the gym all the time. I'm helping my teammates, my brothers and sisters get ready for their fights. So, all those guys, they need rounds and they need, helping run practice and do this. So I'm in the gym all the time and getting ready for a fight. I only need a certain amount of time, and most of that time is just to get down the weight. So I am as ready as ever. Talk about 5 rounds tomorrow. I'll give you 5 hard rounds, five rounds at 100 miles an hour tomorrow, no problem. So yeah, I would say, yeah, definitely I'm ready. Being at 170 makes it just that much better for me, so that I can concentrate on the fight. I can concentrate on my opponent. I don't have to worry about obsess about how many calories I'm eating, when I'm eating my calories, the amount of freaking protein I'm eating, when I'm eating my protein, make sure I have all this and that, yada yada. That's the hard part for me, is getting on the weight. So taking that out of the equation, I can just worry about Jason Jackson.
You kind of answered my next question, and that's the benefit of taking a late notice fight is you don't even have to all the stuff that you worry about, whether it's constant media or counting calories. You kind of just slip in the back door. But by always staying ready, I guess you've rid yourself of those mental stresses, I guess. But I guess my question was going to be, someone who's had such a brilliant career like you have and been in so many big fights, I mean, does the pressure even get to you anymore? And you have a nickname, Smooth, so careful how you answer. We might have to take it away.
I wouldn't say the pressure has gotten to me or gets to me. Not in a while has pressure been a factor for me fighting. So I wouldn't say that necessarily. Big fights, this, that, yada, yada, yada. Like, hopefully in your career, your next fight is always bigger and bigger and bigger. Your next fight is the most important thing. And you got the correct mindset. That no matter what happens, your next fight is the biggest fight of your career. You're aware. It doesn't matter what's said and done. Our attention span as a society, our attention span is 140 characters. Our attention span is 6 minutes, less than that. So the only people only ever care about is what you did last. So that being said, yeah, I'm good to go. I don't really have the worries or concern or butterflies, nothing like that. I'm pretty good now.
The nickname stays, folks. Smooth Benson Henderson. All right, Benson, let me ask you this. You've told us this before. The media has heaped this criticism on you before, the fans. And look, you're an awesome fighter, man. You're going to go down as a Hall of Famer. But obviously, some fighters have what we call holes or shortcomings. It's no big deal, honestly. What I'm going to get at is the critique that sometimes you start your fights off slow. In the last fight, I know it didn't go your way, but man, I'm telling you, as a guy that's covered your career for a while, I love seeing you get out there and, get after that round and get after that, your opponent. What, do you think that one, because it didn't go your way, is that something you'll rethink and maybe go back to just, taking it the way you used to take it? Or did you enjoy anything about actually putting pressure on early and coming out of the gate quicker?
That's a good question. I never even actually thought about that. No, I think that's something for sure. A fair assessment. Criticism, as long as you take it the right way, most criticism is going to be constructive criticism, right? So I think it's something I worked on a lot in my career, being able to start the first round at 100 miles an hour. Normally it takes me a while, but then, things get up to 100 miles an hour, and that's my comfort zone. That's what I'm pretty good at. That's where it's like, okay, I'm good to go. 100 miles an hour, things are crazy, hair flying, punches flying, and at that point, I'm normally pretty good there. So I need to get there earlier, get there sooner. Things go more my way. So I've been working on it for a long time, trying to be able to start the first round at 100 miles an hour. I thought the last fight I did good. The last 4 or 5 fights, I've done a better job of not starting so slow in the first round, but doing a better job of actually picking up the pace a little bit in the first round. Some of my opponents, they try and keep it a little bit slower in the first round, like on purpose, knowing that I start slow, so they keep it slow and then hope that, get a decision on me or whatever, and just kind of point score. So I've been working a lot on that, starting faster, going at 100 miles an hour. I thought last fight against Chandler didn't go my way, but it was progress. I did get better at that. Doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter, but things sometimes happen. Things don't go your way. How do you take it? Or you let it get you all sad and down and mopey, and you forget about the progress you made, or you're always looking to get 1% better no matter what. And even things don't go your way, you still recognize that I got better at this. This I did better. I wanted to really work on and improve this facet of my game, and I was able to work and get better at that facet of my game. So I'm going to take that and just keep going forward with it.
Benson, this MMA game has had a lot of trends in it, and you're responsible for one of them, I think, and it's that leg attack. You've been throwing those for a very long time, and people are just now starting to catch on a little bit of how devastating they are. So my question to you is, now that you've kind of helped usher that little era in, are there any other tricks in Benson Henderson's bag that we still haven't seen? Do you foresee another trend coming up soon?
Oh man, that's the whole reason why I love the whole martial art aspect of life, not just the MMA game, but always trying to be on the edge, the cutting edge, be on the cusp of MMA and setting trends and doing that sort of stuff. And I've been working on a lot of stuff. My strength coach Rob Emerson, we've been working for a few years now, and I have so many things I've been doing in practice and working on, put hours. I was talking to somebody yesterday about it, or a couple of days ago about it, how MMA guys are people don't realize it, but we're like the artists. We do a painting. You see an artist who does a painting, they want to show it off. They want to show it to the world. They want to sell it, but they want to show it to the world. They want the world to see what they've created, what they've done. For MMA, we're the same thing. I put hours and hours and hours on how to hit this spinning back, or this low calf kick, or this whatever the case may be, and I want to show the world, hey man, check this out. Look what I've been working on. That's my lifestyle. It's what I've committed my life to, and so having the opportunity to do those moves, pull those moves off. You might have 15 minutes inside of a cage, but during that entire 15 minutes, you never once had the opportunity to hit your this or hit your that. The guy catches your kick, you do a spinning back push kick to the guy's face. How many times is that going to happen? That's a once in a lifetime opportunity to hit that move. And someone gives you the opportunity to do it in a fight, you pull it off and you become world famous. So I think it's really cool. And I have been working on a lot of things, yes. So I'm really hoping for this fight. I was really hoping for the Chandler fight, for all my past fights. Miles Jury, Piccolotti, Syed Awad, all those guys. I was working on a lot of stuff. I wasn't able to pull it off. I still got the W, so I'll take that and get my hand raised, and I love that. But I was not able to go outside my comfort area and pull off some of these new techniques, these moves I've been working on. I'm really hoping against Jackson that I'll be able to pull off some of these moves that I've been ready. I've been wanting to show the world.
You know, in covering your career, we've always known you to be a really happy guy in and out of the cage. But throughout the years, times change, and you know now you got kids and a house, and MMA at this point. Is it still fun, or does it feel more like a job at this point?
For me, no. I love MMA. I love to compete. I don't really like MMA. I was never a big fan of MMA. I actually have come to the realization I don't really enjoy MMA, and that's fine. It's okay. I love wrestling. Wrestling is my first love. I love jiu-jitsu now. I have a love of jiu-jitsu, the sport of jiu-jitsu. MMA itself, though, I'm a really big fan. I'm not really like love jiu-jitsu, but I love to compete. Competing, I really get down for competing, and you know, MMA is one of the purest forms of competition there is. There's no ball, there's no net, there's no this, there's no that, there's no, 11, 10 other people. It's just you versus another person. And if you want to hug them, go ahead and hug them. You want to try and kick them, go ahead and try and kick them. You want to punch them, go ahead and try and punch them. Do whatever it is that you think you can do. That's going to get your hand raised. So I love that about MMA. And I just love competition. So I wouldn't say that my love of competition has lessened at all. Not even a little bit. Not even close. If anything, it only ever gets more, like higher. Like the more, like I want to compete more. I want to get after more. I want to do more. I know I only have a couple more years. I'm not a spring chicken, so I know I don't have 10 more years in the game. But the years that I do have left, I want to have as many fights as possible to show the stuff I've been working on. So yeah, my love of competition has not waned at all, hasn't lessened at all. But my love of MMA, I don't really like MMA that much, but it's okay.
Have you heard by any chance from Scott Coker or anybody there at Bellator when Patricio is going to defend the 155-pound belt? So he's, we know he's a champ. He just participated in the Grand Prix and did a title defense there. But hey, look, if you're a champ, with that comes the responsibility of maneuvering across two divisions. Now, let's bring everyone up to speed. You just had a fight that didn't go your way, but you've also said you won 4 in a row leading up to that fight, and up your sleeve, you got a win over the current champion as well. So you have some cards to play, but does all that even matter if they don't plan on featuring that champion at that weight class? What do you know behind the scenes?
I don't know anything. To be honest, say that's above my pay grade. I worry about what I can control. I worry about my strength conditioning, my cardio. I worry about my technique. I worry about getting better. But as far as like where you match up and fighting this guy, fighting that guy, or Patricio, what they're going to do, the tournament, this and that. Does he take a break from the tournament? Possibly get a chance to get injured, put off the tournament even longer. I don't think they want that. Like I have no idea. So things I can't control, I don't necessarily worry about too much. I just worry about the stuff that I can control. That's my cardio, my conditioning, my shape, my technique, me getting better every day, 1% better every single day. That's what I worry about. But yeah, it's an interesting thing they have going on at 155. With having me just lost, fighting for the number one contendership basically, and I had lost that. But the guy who won, Chandler, he's out. He's not in the company anymore. So what do you do? It is an interesting thing they have going on. Of course, would I love to face off against Patricio or Patrici? Of course, I'd love to. I think that would, end the same way with my hand raised. So I don't know. I really don't know.
I got to do one more follow-up, and I should have done it immediately, but I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what you said. I really don't like MMA. What don't you really like about it? Because you're damn good at it.
Man, I don't know. I think a lot of it is the maybe the personalities in MMA. How more of it is a show. People talk and jib jab, like it really is just for show. And then you've seen the guys behind the scenes, they're just fine, they're buddies, they chit chat. Like I don't like that fakeness. I really don't like that at all. I strongly dislike that. I don't like some of the junkin fans of MMA. I've never had a sip of alcohol my entire life, and I don't begrudge you if you do like alcohol, no problem. But like going to somewhere where I'm going to go work and something I put my heart and soul into, and then you're gonna get inebriated and act a fool, like that's cool. Go act a fool at a club or go somewhere else. But don't do it at somewhere for me, it's martial arts. It's a sport. It's something beautiful. It's not something you make a mockery of and go get drunk. I wouldn't mind having some tennis fans, some respectful. Like they still drink there, they still have alcohol there, but they're still respectful. They're still. So I think a lot of it, politics, silly. Who gets to fight for a title? Whether you brown nose the company boss to get a title shot. Whether you don't get a title shot, you be a number one contender. You be on 6-fight, 5-fight, 4-fight win streak, and not get a title shot. Yada. All the rest of it combined MMA, I'm not a big fan of. I do like the competition aspects. Like I said, I love competing. But MMA, I think the individual aspects of MMA can be beautiful. Jiu-Jitsu by itself, as a sport, I think is beautiful. A lot of guys are becoming making jiu-jitsu as well more politics and more this and more that, and that's becoming kind of lame. I think maybe it's just the way life goes. Who knows? But I love wrestling. I think wrestling is a beautiful, beautiful sport. I think it's the world's oldest and greatest sport there is. The very first two people that got into a scrap, what did they do? They were started wrestling each other. So I love wrestling. I always have a strong love of wrestling, strong love of competition. But MMA itself, like all that, the fans kind of turn me off. Just the junkiness of it, I guess. Not fans, like just the junkiness of it. Going to events. I can't go to an event to watch an event, because then I got like the drunken fans, like who kind of hassle you, just excited, happy to meet you, take a picture. Like it's not like they're bad. It's like I don't mean it in that way. Like it's cool to receive that kind of love. So it's not even like the negative in that aspect. It's just like the junkiness. I really don't like alcohol. I had an alcoholic dad, so I'm really strongly very anti-alcohol. And the drunkenness of MMA fans, MMA events, not even just like the big events, smaller local events. I go to local event to corner some of my guys, some of my little brothers and sisters at their first amateur fight, or they're 2-0 and they're going to fight, and then I go into those local events, and those people, like it's all love, but it's just it can be trying.
Let me go to bat on behalf of alcohol, because I drink it. Is there something in the middle where just someone with a happy buzz, not like I'm not obnoxious, hey, hanging all over you?
No, yeah, for sure. I think that most people are able to control themselves and have 2 or 3 beers or whatever, have a couple drinks and be okay, be just fine. But we all know, we all have the buddy who acts crazy, or sometimes there's a whole group of them, and then like the whole mob mentality where you guys aren't that drunk, but you're a little bit drunk, you're feeling good, but one person starts acting crazy, the next person acts crazy, and the next thing you have like 7, 8, 9, 10 people all acting crazy. Excuse me, but they're not all that drunk. They're just like one of them is who's going crazy, the other one's kind of cheer or egg them on or whatever. But yeah, I mean, all my friends drink. My brother drinks. It's just me personally, my own personal take on it, and it's mostly like the hardcore fans, not hardcore fans, but it's the fans who let it carry them away, and they ruin the experience. Like same thing as guys who get drunk going to comedy shows. They almost ruin the comedy show for the people there watching the comic as well as the comic. He's up there trying to do his job and have a good time, make people laugh, that sort of stuff. The drunks make it a hard time for the comic. It's the same kind of idea for me, especially mostly like the local shows. I just have a hard time with that. But I mean, it's my own personal thing. I've learned to deal with it over the years. It's not that big a deal. It's okay.
I got you. Okay. Can I ask, what's the closest you ever came to just buckling to peer pressure on just a sip? Did you even come close, like at a party with friends?
No,
Never?
My mama raised me too strong of a person to really cave into whatever. Once when I was like 6 or 7, my dad and some of my uncles were playing cards. My dad was not paying attention at all. I was like, a little kid. Like, hey, can I have a drink of this, Dad? I thought it was water. I took a sip of something, and I have a blue cup or a red cup, and I guess it was beer. But he said, oh, yeah, go ahead and take a drink. Not paying attention at all. I took a drink. It was beer. I was like, oh, 6 years old, spit it out. And then my freshman year in college, one time I went to a house party. In college, I went to maybe less than a handful, less than 5 like house parties, like big college house parties. And I realized quickly, like, yeah, this is not my scene. I'm too much of a loser to go to these things. I really don't like it. I really don't enjoy it. But one of the house parties I went to, there was a clear glass, a cup, and I smelled it. I was like, make sure, double check. I smelled it. Like, oh, it doesn't smell like anything. I think it's just water. It's a clear liquid, see through. Took a sip of it. It turned out to be tequila, which is, I guess they say, no smell or something like that, So I was like, oh my God, spit that out. But those are the only 2 times in my life where I took a sip of alcohol. Both times, spit it out right away. Coming close to caving. No, not really. Never really came close at all. There was one time I was in college. The Hawaiian football players, the O-line, D-line, the big old Hawaiian football players, they liked me. I liked them. We had a good time. But they heard that I didn't drink alcohol at all, and they were dead set. They were dead serious too. They were gonna freaking hold me down and give me the drink. I was telling the story the other day. I had a hide in the back kitchen. I had a hide for like a good 20 minutes, like legit hide, not just kind of pretend to hide. I was legitimately hiding for fear, afraid. And then I snuck out the back, and so I wasn't close. I was close then. I was close, but not by choice. I was close because those guys were going to freaking hold me down. So that was it.
Good stuff there, Benson. All right. Good to hear the lighter side of life a little bit. Hey, listen, man, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. Safe travels next week to Uncasville, Connecticut for Bellator 253 versus Jason Jackson. We'll be tuning in on CBS Sports, the new home for Bellator, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
I hope, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the time.